Do all Easter profits go towards bombing Iran, aka laundering money and a $100 container and saying it's $1 trillion bomb? And it seems to be that's what these are used for, right? Um, First time one of these people speak to you, you're like, oh yeah, really? What do you think you're doing with all that language? And then obviously you know right away if you're asking that because that's what they're doing with it. They're fucking painting fucking stars in the sky with it. So when someone comes up to you and they're like, "There's a giant bunny coming," you're like, "Whoa, whoa, get away, crackhead! Why are you talking to me? Why I'm in a nation of planet where men have a right to rape me and shit. Like I have to be a free prostitute to them and talk to them about or women and talk about fucking giant bunnies." And then you're like, "Huh, this sounds like a child predator. They're offering candy for children and shit." And you're like, then you find out like, "Whoa, this is the only people on the planet who've legalized child predation. Wow, that's not even surprising." It's like it sounded like some child predator shit. But now it is. They literally wrote it down like some dumbasses. They wrote it down. It's because you wouldn't know to do it. You wouldn't do it if someone didn't write it down and force you to go to school, steal your money to build schools, and force you to go to school to learn to read what they wrote down. And then so you have uh, that shit going on. It's like you're like 6, 8 years old, and these people are like, giant bunnies come to this building, this organization with us, and you're like, oh yeah, it's so great. I thought you remind him. You told me last week how child predators act, and this week you're doing everything you told me they do, and that's really odd timing right there. But I was like, okay, well, thanks for the information. And then you find out their book is about pointing fingers at everyone else. They literally, in the same book where they legalized pedophilia, they invented pointing fingers at invisible goats. The point of the giant bunny is to get you into a cult that's pointing fingers at invisible goats, and then they're baiting people into the cults with candy. They're forcing children, and they're raping and mutilating children at birth to brand them as slaves for life. And then, you can see Donald Trump's bombing Iran just as his family did the day I was born and shit. Back then, back then I was like, giant bunny. Oh, free candy. Well, I guess I should stop thinking and take candy from every predator I meet, huh? And accept all the gifts from all the vampires I meet in the world. Or they'll torture and kill me as they did everyone else as they wrote. So it's like, well, you gotta go buy the Easter shit, or they're gonna torture and kill you. But they're gonna torture and kill you either way, and most people who aren't them are dead. So, as you can see, we're in this nation where no one who lived in this nation a short while ago is still in this nation. And as you can watch them doing to other nations, the people who used to be alive in those nations are now dead in their nations, and they're going into those nations. So see what it is it's a parasite inventing mind games, and that's all. It's a crackhead. That's all it is. Giant bunnies, flying reindeer. It's a crackhead. It's a dangerous, hostile, loose cannon, brain and schizo, or it's on some Skeletor predator type, child predator, Jeffrey Epstein shit. Oh shit, that's what they are. That's who they are. Fucking, so how much of those profits you guys bought with your Easter ship? How much of that profits do you think went to Elon Musk's pocket? And how much of it do you think went to paying Elon Musk through back doors, like claiming a $100 bomb cost $20 trillion and then they dropping a bomb somewhere and shit. Fucking, how much of the money do you think does that? Like, obviously, there's a store cost. They got to keep their stores open so they can patronize people with their murder cult. And it's not a murder cult. They only kill the people who don't do it. Now, see, if you don't do it, that's when they kill you. That's why everyone does it, because everyone else was killed. So that's where that comes from. And so how many do you think it's like, what, 10%, 20% goes to Jeffrey Epstein's mansion electricity bill or what? It's probably somewhere around 10 to 20% of the profits. How many do you think goes towards the Pope polishing, hiring people to dust off his gold palace while he tries to wash women's feet and try to get them excited so he can hopefully have sex one day before he dies. Some weird shit these fucking beasts are up on, but it's very easy to see. You're just born and they speak and you're like, you're a fucking crackhead, shut up. But they're terrorists. Crackheads are murderers and terrorists, aren't they? That's why they're so bad. If a crackhead was just running around like a mental retarded person, which is the same bloodline, so it's the same people making excuses for who they are, I think. Fucking it wouldn't be an issue, but they're out there like jumping in front of your car, right, and punching your window, and they're like, "Give me $1.50 for some crack now." I mean, cheeseburger. I need 100 cheeseburgers an hour. Give me money for the 100 cheeseburgers. I'm starving for the 100 cheeseburgers an hour. So, that's very easy to see. You're born, they open their mouths, and nothing but shit falls out. And then you get to experience them, and you're like, man, this motherfucker ain't never done no math or wrote a book. They don't even know who wrote their own books and shit. Fucking. It's very simple. Not only did all them Easter Bunny profits go towards bombing the Middle East, but there's a multitude of other things there. Fucking, it's an interruption, like he's bombing the Middle East, but all of a sudden peace and hope is here in the form of an invisible nothing. And then so forgot all about them killing everyone on the planet for Jesus. I forgot all about it because now invisible Jesus is here with the invisible rabbit, and then we're gonna have fun, and it's for the children. It's so I can donate my children to them because they're gonna kill me if I don't let them rape my children. That's the only logical thing I can think of is we better do this because we better give them our children to rape or else they are going to end my life, and I love life a whole hell of a lot. So I'd rather just have children who are useless and worthless to me because they ain't me, and then I'll sell them on the black market to the doctors and the religions, and I sell it on the open market on the U.S. government hospital market. Crazy shit. So it's more than just ignorance you need to keep out of your life. See, the point to someone being ignorant, saying ignorant shit, is because they're up to something. When someone says ignorant shit, they're up to something. So that's the reason to avoid ignorance. They acting like something. They making some shit up because they want to put on some Scooby-Doo fucking theater and shit to get you to fucking turn off your brain. That's why they come with threats too, because it's about turning off your brain or else they're gonna kill you and shit. Probably why they allow partial history of theirs to be revealed, because when you go to Mexico and you see them excavating the ground below the church, I guess some people get all scared and shit. They'll be like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by corpses. I better fucking obey. But me, I don't really care. I think it's only them who like life. So that's why they gotta write it in the laws and shit, along with Scooby Doo and the Flying Bunny. Fucking, they gotta. It's a unique system, and everything they say is against reality. Life ain't fucking. You don't need to be forced to be alive, but they need slaves because they've killed everyone on the planet. They're out here on the farthest fucking west corner of the map, and they come from the Middle Earth. How'd they get there? Did the Easter Bunny give them a ride? Oh, probably. It was Santa and his NASA sways that came to North America to deliver hope, love, and joy to America. Fucking, this is crazy. That's weird. You just know this the second you're born, but they're busy using drugs and violence and abuse to beat it out of you that you know they're trash. And that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a bunch of trash forcing the world to say they're good people. And they're definitely not, but they're forcing it. They killed everyone who said, no, it looks like you're trash. Wants to stay away from me. And they're like, no, I need to suck your children's dicks and shit. I got God with me and stuff. We're sucking the children's dicks and we're going to kill anyone who doesn't like it. Fucking. Isn't that sick planet you live on? Wow, what the fuck type of shit are you guys building here? This is crazy. But you know this, you're born into it. Like, I don't know. I remember being conscious, and the only thing I ever asked a human was what they were up to and shit. And I never talked to them again after that because never wanted to talk to them again after that because it was like it's clear they're fucking lying to me. I'm like, oh yeah, what's all that shit? You got candy? Do you want me to get in your van, old woman? You want me to go hang out with the old men and shit? And then if that's not enough, what they do is they have people come up to me while I'm in the places, and they're like, "Yeah, I can't wait till I turn 18." You know, other kids are like, "I can't wait till I turn 18 to go fucking bomb Iran and invade them." They're never talking about wanting to move the fuck out of my country, get the fuck away from me like they claim they're doing. And you can see that's not the goal because they're way far lost over here to the northwest. And then they're way far lost all the way to the northeast. And their excuses, oh, the God they invented to send them out but they ain't conquering and killing. See, it's all reversey language and shit. Jeffrey Epstein got the Easter Bunny offering you candy so he can rape your kids and then teach your kids to go bomb Iran and shit. And that's what you're like a toddler, and these people speak to you, and you're like, stop talking to me. Don't come around me ever again. And then they invent systems to force you to go to their churches, their schools, talk to them, date them. Be their fucking friend. How do you even force someone to be your friend? See, that's not friendship. That's called slavery. They're forcing people to be their slaves. They're leaving the Middle East, and then they're killing everyone who won't become their sex slave. And that's why once they left the Middle Earth, the religion is for the men to get raped, not the women. Because it's cuck shit. You can't tell me that they're not cucks. Like, most of these people might not even know what's going on because what happens is they send someone in your life to tie you down real early on so you can never get educated and you end up tied to an Esther like they did that person in the Middle East that they took over and shit. Fucking... It's what's going on Earth. It's Nazi warfare. It's globalist warfare. It's just okay. So they make all these cute words like Nazi and globalist, but just if you just tell them what there is, then that's what it is. You know, people offering kids candy to rape them and get their money and get them to go kill other people to steal their land so they can go kill and rape their children, so they can go rape their children and get their money to go hire some other people to go kill some other people to rape their children. This is all that's been going on since I was born. Fucking, like, it is pointless to be on Earth. I just come here and I'm like, oh, this is fucking trash. And these people won't shut the fuck up and stay the fuck away from me. And they're fucking is ignorant filth and shit. Fucking, I mean, goddamn, baiting children with fucking holidays to fucking rape them and shit. Fucking, and racial supremacy. There's a reason there's no word racial supremacy before 1940 because it was called religion. Fucking plain as day to see. It says there's the master race, and you can see who's doing the raping and enslaving across the fucking planet. That's all it is. They're making up shit. They're making up all this bullshit for each people they kill. They replace and rape the women and create a halfling soldier crew who won't turn on them. Fucking they invent some Buddhism or some communism or some Satanism or some atheism or some Protestantism or some Catholicism and shit. Actually, so you can tell it started there when Rome and Egypt merged and they created Catholicism to go kill and rape all the people to the northeast, and then the other one to go kill and rape people to the northwest. You can watch their patterns where where the sewage has been overflowing since the sewage started backing up in Rome. Fucking, that's all that's going on. And these people want to convince you they're good people and they have a right to talk to you. They have a God gift. They've invented these gods and they've invented these rights they have to force their way into people's lives. They're the master race. Leave invisible people out of it. I mean, are you fucking serious? No conversation involves invisible people, fucking, or invisible bunnies, or invisible flying reindeer. This is the hallmark of a very sick predator and shit. When they start talking about shit like that what they're really up to must be really fucking sick because they're trying to invent a whole bunch of delusions to just waste your life. That's male prostitution, talking to a man and shit. Fucking, they know that. They're the ones who legalize this rainbow stuff. They're the ones who promote it. They're the ones who created it. Fucking, they're the ones pushing it on you in your life. They know the value of a man. That's why they're trying to reduce it to nothing and shit. So they can prostitute a man out for free and say it's because invisible people they created and shit who said they're the master race on the planet and shit. Fucking very simple to see. It's pretty obvious to me that people are involved in it. I've never met a man who wasn't involved in it. And the women are just, you couldn't trust a word they say. So when they say bringing children in to lock them in with gay people in the churches for peace and hope and truth, you can be sure that the snake is fucking snakier if it's convinced you that it's fucking stupid, but it's still able to perform such long, detailed actions, intricate networks throughout history. And then, of course, they write in a Bible that they say that they send their people in to rape and kill. So they're people, it's like quilting for them and shit. Fucking, that's what they do. They're valuable. They put them to use and shit. It's crazy, though. Crazy you got to hear about this shit. Just like 40 years of it nonstop. You tell the people to get the fuck away from you, they won't get the fuck away from you. They force themselves into your life. They try to bring you down. It's like Cleopatra trying to beat people from being up in her priest class down to fucking nothing levels and shit. That's the whole point of it. That's what the word Gentile means. It means you're a slave. Fucking, it's what it's for. It's the whole point of creating a different religion and different political group for people who are actually smart enough to be like, get away from me, you crackhead, if you talk about invisible fucking reindeer and shit. Fucking. Of course, people smart enough to outthink it also could be the only people on the planet smart enough to fucking write it. Because writing ain't a huge skill, so it must have come from somewhere. And we can look across the planet there. We got a couple other people who think that might have something to do with it too. But it's sick how many are involved. It's like the mask thing. Like, no one's fucking a terrorist working for the government except for everyone's a terrorist working for the government. And so that's where this language comes from. There's no need for language. There's no need to talk. But what happens? Well, we can't rape children and become the master race and force people to date us and be around us. And if we don't invent language telling them to do it and shit, fucking seems to be. It's all linked together, right? Very simple shit laid out here. There's no argument against it. The only argument is invisible reindeer and bird gods and shit. Half birdmen. Fucking. Are you serious? That's all it ever is. Fucking. That's where it ends every time. Fucking. Is in violence. In violence, don't it? And that's why this nation's empty of the people who lived here a short while ago. Because the violence, the rumor around town is that those people didn't listen to them and didn't believe that they were bird gods and they should worship their race as bird gods. And they didn't want to let them rape their children and shit, fucking, and give them all their money so they could go spend all that money or going to other nations to rape their children and shit, fucking. That's crazy. So many people do that. Like 2020 was crazy, wasn't it? It's like everyone's like, hell, Hitler. Fucking, which is obviously, that's what they do. They invent a fake enemy and shit who never exists. It's Satan. It's Satan. It's an invisible goat, bro. Oh, it's invisible. Oh, it's the adversary. Oh. Fucking like Donald Trump. It's like they're blaming Trump and Epstein for everything everyone in this nation just paid for and shit. Well, that's what they do, though. They all know that. There's no way you can't. Okay, so some of these people can walk and breathe at the same time. They know what they're up to and shit. They know what they're up to. Fucking. You can't tell me, especially after studying some of their personalities. They're ignorant. Oh, I'm too stupid to exist. That's why I'm stupid. Fucking. That shit fucking got old fast. I was like, well, if you're too stupid to exist, you're too stupid to talk in public around your superiors. But you got an agenda, don't you? You're not too stupid if you can follow an agenda and promote it to the fucking T, can't? Are you? But of course, what's that follow with? That's follow with violence, isn't it? And abuse and drugging, what torture, whatever they come up with next. Fucking, they didn't come up with shit till they got the drugs. So it was just violence, abuse, torture, and slavery and rape in the past. Fucking. Now they've got drugs. Now they've got 6 tools on their hand. Fucking. Oh, they're so evolved because some space aliens gave them drugs and shit. Fucking. I'm sure they discovered some of it. Right. Yeah, fucking. They can't even discover fucking which potato chip is the best. And they're shit, bro. I eat potato chips for a week and I'm an expert. Fucking, they be eating that shit for like years and be like, fucking kind of signs there's no evolution going on here. Fucking, evolving. No one's even switched over and shit, really. Fucking, not that I've seen. Fucking, they had to come out with that, invisible people don't exist cults and shit that, for China, right? They had to come out with that for China, and obviously not Russia because they're Catholic. Fucking, they fell for it. Fucking, China apparently are the only people that are smart enough to fucking be like, yeah, I don't think invisible goats and invisible reindeer and bird gods exist, but we do have this other thing and shit. We got this Karl Marx guy. He just kills everyone, which is half the story, isn't it? It's the point of inventing invisible people is to bait people in your fucking stories. It's either entertainment or it's something else, and there's a whole lot of something else going on, isn't there? It's definitely not even entertaining. Fucking, there's no entertainment to it. It's just every word's followed with some threats and shit. Well, that's the way Earth is, and that's the way Earth has been. There's really no point to being here. It feels like a. It feels like it feels like trash. Fucking, that's what it feels like. Fucking, it's definitely not gonna. I'm not gonna be providing anything. Could you imagine this trash fucking trying to set me up for something after saying all the stuff I do about them? Like, are we gonna erase it and make up a different history and make up a different profile for me and shit? I don't get. I don't get set up very well, do I? Fucking. Anyways, this is ignorance. Even have talk. You see what I'm saying? I'm 40 years old and I'm talking about invisible bunnies because for some reason, some non-existent characters are allowed to go around and kill anyone who doesn't talk about them, and so I just happen to be the only one to be like saying it out loud, like, yeah, no, this is what they're doing. Those are child predator tactics for a reason because they wrote they are the child predators, and you can use your eyes and see they are. But then they throw those words and a million other words. Oh, Spider-Man slung his webs and flew across the town and invented and beat the invisible goat. Fucking, that's all it is. Dude, that's all it sounds like. I'm like a toddler listening to this shit, and I'm like, fucking, wow, you're retarded. And then I'm like getting all A's in school and getting pass up grades, and I was like, wow, maybe they really is retarded. And then I'm learning, nah. And then they force me into classes to learn about psychos and fucking narcissists. And then I'm like, oh shit, they're intelligent. They're just intelligent fucking psychos and shit. They're just acting stupid because they've got other plans and shit. That's what's going on here. That's always been what's going on. And no one wants these people in their life. They don't belong to this nation. Why are they in this nation? Why are they in every nation on the planet? Don't they have their own nation? Can't they stay in their own nation? No, that's not the point. The point is to collect money and to kill and rape people and shit. And then tell people, no, you're wrong. It's hope, love, peace, and joy. It's like, no, it's not, motherfucker. Like, I hope, love, peace, and joy is you going over there and enjoying what you do, and me getting the fuck away from you, which is what I enjoy doing. It's called rape. But Reversey Land here has devalued a certain character so they can try to rape it constantly for free, because that's what they are. They come with their rainbow flag and they're mutilating newborn boys. That's what they do. Is their personality. It's like a mosquito. What? Does it suck blood? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit why it sucks blood? It's what it does. So, you respond to it according to what it does, not how much you give a save the mosquitoes, not how much you give a shit about it. Yeah, it's an important protected species. There's only 20 trillion of them. Uh, they told me there's only 5. They just like to hang out with me. Fucking, this is crazy, man. Every time these people talk, it's always sounded retarded. But it's like, who? Obviously, the land I'm on, they killed everyone here. So that's why there ain't no one else here, because they killed all those people. Fucking, that's what they do. Is that not what they're doing? They're invading, what, like 10 fucking other nations at least right now? Something like that. Fucking. That's all they've done. Their house is in the Middle East. And they're over here in Washington State in Alaska. Fucking. It's what they're doing. It says right there, they own the earth. They're going to kill everyone, enslave everyone. So they're telling you they're doing it, and then they just, for some reason, it's not for some reason, they killed all the good people. They killed all the good people. This land was supposedly full of people who was like, nah, get the fuck out of here. And then they're like, nah, you get the fuck out of here. You'll see the power of the pedo, homo, molester, murderer. And it was like, bah, fucking, our skill set is superior to yours. Fucking. And then everyone paying in on it and shit. Everyone supporting it. Just like 2020. Just like every other time, just like what happened before 2020, just like what happened before 9/11, it's just like what happened when I was a kid, when I first was learning about them and shit, when they was first telling me about them and I was first experiencing them and shit, and how great they are. Fucking, that's so. Is there any nation out there that like you can even go to that's not just like mosquitoes genetics? Is it over? Like, this was the last place, wasn't it? North America was the last place that they hadn't slaughtered everyone on, and then said now they're out here. Now it's 300 years ago. So it's like there's like almost no one. I know there's like flaws in their story, right? They're keeping some people alive because they're disgusting, and even they wouldn't want to have sex with themselves and shit. And they probably also kind of feel bad having to enslave their own family and shit, because they think they're great. Fucking, they think they're great. So they're like, oh, my children are great. We can't have them doing all the slave labor and shit. Fucking. But at the end of the day, a dollar bill versus their children. The children, it's like, wow, you give me $1 if I throw my children in the trash? Fuck that! I got 5 children. Give me $5. That's the reality. I mean, you couldn't even invent some child mutilation, rape shit if you didn't view your child as a fucking free $5 bill you found on the ground and shit. I think a lot of people are doing that. I understand that these days because I would sell these fuckers, I know, for $5 if I was given $5. But I also wouldn't have children with them. So, because I don't want the talk I gave my dad and shit about why did you do that. Fucking, I wouldn't be, I have fucking values and shit. Of course, they're forcing their way into our lives, so we don't know how far. Obviously, they say in their Bible they're forcing their way into your life to rape you. So we don't know how much of that is pre-planned. That it's a weird situation I'm in because it really looks a lot like that. My dad's like right below the richest people in the world, and next thing you know, here comes the Easter Bunny delivering me and shit. And then there's patterns here where I get separated from the only stability I could have to enjoy the beauty of the Epstein bunny and shit, and its actions and attitudes towards the world. That's fucking crazy that anyone would fucking do any of that. Like, wow. I remember waking up one day and I was like, wow, this is crazy. These people are doing this. And then here we are like 40 years later and wake up on Earth and I'm like, wow, these people are fucking psychos. And then like, they're still doing like, I'm like 8 years old and I was like, I was like, America's going to be bombing the Middle East in 2026. Wow, how did I know that? How did I know that from their little Easter Bunny story? How do you think I figured that they were doing all this stuff out from their Easter Bunny story? Because it's some child predator fucking mass murderer shit with a vagina busy saying, no, it's not. And they're just like, no, 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 no. It's like a gerbil. No, 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 no. But it's all they're doing. It is what they're doing. They got some other programs in between it. It's not all they're doing, right? 40 years of it's not all we're doing. And then look, what is he doing? He's bombing them. He's bombing like 5 places, but he's bombing the places they promised they'd bomb. When I was a kid and I was like, here's the candy. Come on over here and get it. They're like, well, we need soldiers to go invade the Middle East. And I'm like, oh, that's the point of the candy. And then God said the soldiers must go kill and steal and rape. And kill and steal for us so we can rape. And I'm like, oh, that's why it mirrors the pedophile story too. Oh. Right? So it's real simple. The second you hear a crackhead talk, you know the crackhead is probably raping animals, raping kids, trying to rape you. Really fucked up in their head. You don't know. It's just like a gerbil just bouncing around, fucking doesn't know what's going on. They're like, the invisible pterodactyl and the invisible T-Rex are coming. And you're like, yeah, you mean you're a child rapist? And they're like, no, I'm good. I also wrote after that sentence, I'm good and I'm peaceful and truth and hope. And then you're like, oh, really? You had me fooled. I'm stupid. I didn't figure it out, right? Thanks for clearing it up. They got the Easter Bunny jumping, hopping around, and the flying reindeer. And they're like my brain, and they're flying away, and they never seen again. Never seen it again. Never seen it in the first place, like my brain. Fucking wow. 40 years of me sitting around just like having like knowing from second one this is what's happening, but yet they continue to force their way into my life and talk to me about their low IQ nonsense. And it turns out to be it's a battle plan where they're trying to prevent you from learning or doing any work because they want all the money, and they're not really doing any work at the top. They're just outsourcing their shit to their motherland back in China. Fucking, and then they ain't really doing nothing, but they acting like it. And they're like, oh, dude, we doing something, but you gotta wash the feet. Well, dude. And I'm like, oh, yeah, for the Easter Bunny? And they're like, pow. You don't act that way. We are strong, supreme. We've got governments and militaries, and we will kill you like we did everyone else. I mean, to hope, love, and peace. Don't do that again. Use an invisible goat. Use an invisible goat. Fucking wow, the levels of mental retardation. Fucking, I've never even met a mentally retarded person who talked to me about fucking giant bunnies and flying reindeer. I gotta tell you that, and I've probably hung out with many of them as I have other people. I'm trying to figure out what's supposed to be wrong with them and shit. I'm like, okay, well, it's like, I'm not gonna blow your cover, bro. We're not gonna investigate you for what you're doing. It'll be our little secret. I figured it out. I think that you just let him call you stupid, and you just sitting there like, oh, I guess I'm stupid. Fucking, that's how I feel about that shit. Fucking, I do the same thing, you know. If someone would be like, oh, you stupid, I'd be like, oh, I'm stupid. Oh well, I'm stupid. What can I do about it? I'm too stupid to do anything about it. Oh well, fucking. I'm the same way on that one and shit. That shit don't bother me. It's on the Aegisaurus though. They'd be like, rawr, rawr. Because I think it probably has a nerve with them and shit. Fucking, rawr. I don't know what the word stupid means, but someone told me it's really bad, so. Rawr. Fucking. That's crazy. That shit goes on and on and on and on. And the only thing I know about those people is they bomb in Iran and shit. And when I was, and I know that. Like, I knew that, like, right when people started talking to me about that shit when I was a kid, it was like, you guys are the people who killed everyone on the planet. It sounds like, yeah, you want to go back home, what? And then they got like a kid at the temple fucking telling me like that's his goal in life. It's like, well, that makes sense because that's what they're telling me my goal in life should be here is to go kill everyone and steal their land. And but then, you know, I get forced to go there for like fucking 5 years to learn that shit. Fucking, that's like pretty much all I learned there is their patterns and what they're saying and shit. What they're really doing and what they're saying. Fucking, they're kind of useless because I'm not paying attention. So really, it's like I'm at this place for like 5 years just to hear this kid come up and like admit, you know, dude, that would be one of my friends because those are my friends and shit. My friends and the people tell you what they're gonna do. Like, I'd rather have Donald Trump as my friend than someone hiding behind the Easter Bunny and shit. Fucking one of my friends is a Trump clone. I don't know if they're actually friends, right? They seem like hostile aliens, to be honest, so I shouldn't use that word so sparingly. But, yeah. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Isn't that cute? Fucking just everyone's in on it. Fucking, like 2020, we're all in it together and shit. Fucking, they killed my ancestors because they said no to it, and obviously they raped him because I'm not all my ancestor anymore. Fucking, um, yeah. Yeah, I imagine we're on the furthest outskirts of the fucking, of their home base. So, it was probably, it wasn't the, like the communist takeover was, last decade, right? Or last century. And then this place was taken over 3 centuries ago, fucking, or 300 years ago. It was, but it was last century. It was 100 years ago, more accurately, for the communists to take over. That was like 60 years ago. Fucking, if Yeah, that's not even where they come from, and they aren't just put on a show, which obviously we're talking about people talk about giant bunnies, so we really shouldn't accept any words they say. We shouldn't listen to them at all and study them and watch their actions, and we'll figure out what the animal's doing. We already know the animal's instinct is to lie about everything and create invisible bunnies and shit. Um, but we also know it's a rapist who forces you to hear it talk about these things and forces you to be around it and date it and shit. Fucking crazy shit. In the final threat is say no one supposedly talks about this because they're gonna kill you if you do it, and they're telling you they're gonna kill you. They're telling you they're gonna torture you if you ask any questions and shit. That's the whole point of the bunny. The bunny is to bring Beta Child of Candy to come into a place to tell them that fucking if you don't listen to every word they say, they're gonna get tortured, and then they mutilate and rape the children, and then they tell the children to go fucking steal land for them and shit. Wow. And religion is acceptable. It's not just acceptable, it's promoted because I mean they own all the media. Of course they promote their 100 different ideas and shit. Fucking wow, that's crazy. That's all I remember about this shit. Being like, yeah, can you stop talking to me? And they're like, no, I'm a rapist. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna take all your fucking time. You're my free male prostitute.